Hey there, I'm James Bowers. I just wanted to post a really quick review of this v256 vocoder from Electro Harmonix that I just finally arrived at my house from eBay. And yeah, I just wanted to show all the keyboard players out there a couple of things which a lot of the other demos don't really show because they're guitarists and that kind of thing. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, just a few questions that I had that I couldn't really answer, so I just bought it anyway in the hopes that it didn't suck, and it definitely doesn't. It sounds really nice. So I'm just going to first show this couple of different vocoder sounds, then the auto-tune thing, and yeah, just talk a little bit about the control you have over those. This is the inbuilt synth. It sounds sort of like a saw wave. There's plenty of top end in there. If I'll just revert back to this preset that I had. Yeah, this is it. So I've kind of got it set how I like it, which is yeah, a lot of top end, very intelligible, easy to understand what's being said. If I roll up the bands here and the high end, it becomes very detailed with a lot of clarity. If I roll down that, the bands and the tone are turned all the way off. That's the tone knob there. And then if I just put them back in, that's the band. So you almost get like a chorusy kind of effect there. Blend switch, which just, yeah, you can blend that in and out. Gender bender, which has that effect on the high setting, and then you can gradually fade it to low, which sounds like that. And then there's also an inbuilt pitch, as you can hear that. That's just going up and down. You want it turned all the way to one side when you're using it with a keyboard like I am. As you can see, it sounds pretty good. This is the sound of my Nord stage, just putting out a saw wave straight into it. So it's a really similar sound to the inbuilt synth, not much difference there. So any synth will work if you don't want to run MIDI for whatever reason, but it works well. That's a square wave, which is really nice actually. I haven't tried that before. Yeah, pretty fresh. Yep, and I'm going to move to a different sound now. Here we go, this is the other sound, which, if you listen, it has a little bit more of an organ-like quality. You can almost hear some drawbars in the up there, in the tops. Yep, tops have a bit of, yeah, sounds like some drawbars pulled out of something, so it's quite organy. This is the transpose function. At the moment I have it set to half-half blend between dry and wet, and the wet signal is my voice down one octave. So I can just do the voice down an octave, or I can blend it in as see fit. I'm not really much of a singer, but could be useful to those of you who are. This function is really interesting. It's a auto-tune, but it's controlled by the notes that you're playing on the keyboard. It can't harmonize, unfortunately, but it can sort of track what you're the notes that you're singing. It doesn't work as well with speech. It's a little bit glitchy, but if you give it a signal which is reasonably continuous, then it does pretty well. Sha da 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 da. Da 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 do 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 da 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 da. Yeah, so that's the sort of sound of that, and then auto-tune, which is not quite as exciting to me, but it's still cool. And I suppose if you're singing PVs in a band or something and you're not feeling too confident, just whack this on, and it'll lock you right in there. Yeah, overall, I'm really impressed with this vocoder. I think it was well worth the I think it was $240 I paid for it on eBay, which is fantastic. Much clearer in terms of understanding the words, and it's a much nicer sound than any of the other cheap vocoders, especially like the ones built into synths that I've heard. Yeah, obviously it doesn't sound quite as nice as, the Sennheiser that Herbie used on that album Sunlight or anything like that, but it's still really good, especially for the money, and I'm sure it'll work really well at gigs. If it doesn't, I'll post a follow-up saying that it sucks, but I don't really imagine that being the case. It sounds nice to me so far. Hopefully this was somewhat helpful. See you later.